Hello, my name is Sherika. Welcome to my channel, Pink and Purple Lotus Enlightening. I was inspired to make this channel for mothers and fathers and those who raise children and the loss of their children. So I'm a mother who have lost a child. So this channel is pretty much of us, those who have lost a child or children. It doesn't matter how the child was, lost or, departed from this earth. None of that. This channel, that does not matter. It's just the loss of a child and the pain that we felt or feel, of us walking in those shoes. We feel each other pain. We walked in those shoes. And those shoes is losing a child, losing children. That's the pain. That's us walking in those shoes together. And that's pretty much of our connection that we all have connected together. That's what we're connected with. We all lost children and a child. So and that's what we became. That's what we become, a family with our connection. So with why I picked the lotus is because the lotus flower and how it grows. It grows through muddy water, and we have to walk and climb through muddy water with the change of our life, and it still grows into this beautiful like flower. And the the tragedy and the dramatic things that we have to go through, we still got to come out and be these beautiful people. We still got to go on with our life. Life don't stop for us, even though that traumatic thing have impacted our life so dramatically. We still got to go on. So it's like we got to walk through that mud, and we still got to become this flower, And that's where this channel was pretty much how it became and inspired and created. And that's where my vision came from. So that's why I look at all of us as lotus flowers. So that's what we all are. We all are lotus flowers, enlightening, because we all trying to, go on. And it's so hard. For me, it was so hard, and I just want, and I went through therapy and all that. And I would like to implement, I am not a licensed counselor. I am not a licensed therapist. I am not a licensed psychologist. I am not a licensed psychiatrist. And no disrespect to any of those fields at all. I've been through them all. I've been to all of them. I went to them for years. I have. And all I was thinking while I was talking to them, going, listening to them, and they listening to me, only thing that was in my brain was, how could they like relate, or they haven't walked in my shoes, they don't feel my pain, and they was understanding like the mental part, I guess, but further than like my pain, my real pain, I'm like, they cannot possibly relate. And I knew they could not relate to my pain because they didn't walk in my shoes, and I don't want them to walk in my shoes, and I don't want them to go through the things that I was going through at that time. I don't wish it on anyone at all. And that's the only thing that was going through my mind was they don't know my pain. That's the only thing that was going through my mind. So eventually I pretty much stopped going, and everything. And I tried to reach out to, other things, other like groups or whatever, people who have been through it, and, they children, and things like that. But it's like a waiting list and stuff like that. And I'm like, how do you have a waiting list for, if we all been through the same thing? Why is it a waiting list? Because I know it's so many people who've been through it. So it's like, okay, I don't even get a call back or nothing. But I am hurting. I'm hurting. Like my heart is ripped, like out my chest. Like it hurts so bad. And I'm gonna tell you how I felt, that the way my pain felt. And just give you a description of it. I felt like my heart had been shot, stabbed, and acid poured over it. It was so painful. It was just, that pain was, it was unbearable. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. I be trying to tell people, I be trying to describe it to certain people, but that's the only way I could describe it, because it was so excruciating. And I would try to talk to people who I know who had lost a child or something, and they'll come to me and be like, it'll be okay. It'll get better. Like the pain will kind of slow down. But to me, it wasn't. It didn't seem like it was slowing down. I was like, it seemed like it's getting even worse. Like, I was like, it don't seem like it's getting like better. When they told me like months and months and months down the line that it'll get better, it didn't. It seemed like it got a little bit worse or something. I don't know. That's just the way it felt with me. If any of y'all can relate to that, it got, not better and it got a little bit more intense, just let me know. Holler at me. And so I was like, okay, maybe it'll get better. It will. It didn't. I don't know. It just did. So I was like, okay. I was still trying to go to work. And I went right back to work. I found myself locked in my office, crying in my office all for 8 hours. I'm in my office crying the whole 8 hours. The whole 8 hours. I probably went to morning meetings. You know what I'm saying? Probably went to corporate meetings. All that. 8 whole hours, I'm in my office. Balling. Ain't read an email. I got a whole team I'm supposed to deal with. They ain't seen me. I'm in my office crying. Crying. So I was like, okay. They see me and I'm getting ready to leave. So my assistant, she comes and she tells me, like, I guess they had a meeting about me. And not a bad meeting, nothing. But like, she pretty much going crazy or something. I guess that's what the meeting about. I don't know. But I wasn't combing my hair. And I didn't even know it. I guess I just was getting up, taking a shower. I don't even remember taking a shower. But I don't remember nothing. I don't even know how I got to work. God drove my car for me. That's who drove for me. So I was like, okay. She came to me and said, maybe you should, like, my assistant. So she comes in my office and first she knocks on the door because, of course, the door was locked. So I opened the door and I said, yeah, hey, what's going on? She's like, hey, Sherika. She like, I don't think you noticed this. And I was like, yeah, what's up? My hair still is the same way from my son's funeral. I had like a sew-in and it was like a leave out. And my real hair, it was not okay. My hair was it was sticking up. I didn't even know it, like none of this. She like, you think you gonna go to the hairdresser today? And I was like, I ain't planning on it. Why you say that? Ass swole, been crying all day. I was like, why you say that? She was like, cause you be going every 2 weeks or every week. I was like, I don't feel like I'm just gonna go home. She was like, maybe you should call her. And I was like, why are you saying that? Like, I don't want to. I'm gonna go home. And she was like, Sherika, you should go to the hairstylist. Honey, you haven't combed your hair. It's sticking completely up. It was sticking straight up. Like, I didn't even comb it down. Nothing. It was sticking straight up. I was like, oh my God. But at the time, I didn't care. Like, I don't care. Whatever. And she was like, she tried to brush my hair. My assistant was so sweet. And she was like, let me just try to, like, brush it down a little bit. I was like, girl, ain't no wrong with my hair. She was looking at me like, I think she crazy. Like, but I was hurt. The pain. Like, I couldn't see nothing through what I had lost, and it was my son, like I couldn't see nothing else through that pain, like nothing. So I call my stylist. She was great. Like, she always, I go to her like every 2 weeks or whatever. And she like, yeah, come in. And she knew what had happened. And I hadn't seen her since my son, since like the funeral or whatever. So I was like, no, you're like, yeah, come in. So I go in or whatever, get my hair done. And so she do it, you know. So everything is pretty much fine, whatever. But that's how much I didn't even notice myself. Like, I was invisible to myself. I looked in the mirror and didn't even see me. Like, did anybody see? Like, did anybody notice that? Did they not, like, when they looked in the mirror, they didn't even see themselves? Like, like, you didn't even see you. Like, you was invisible. Because you didn't see you. That was me. Like, could anybody relate to that? That's type of stuff. Like, I need to know that type of stuff on this page. That's what I want. The family, the unity to come together. And I want to talk to you guys. Like, let's be therapy for each other, because we walked in each other's shoes. Like, we walked in the same shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like we could relate to certain things. And the one thing we can relate to is we lost a child. You know what I'm saying? Like, we lost our child. And that's the one thing we can relate to. And that's the number one thing that we all on this page, on this channel, that we gonna embrace with one another. And that's what's gonna make us this family, this community. So that's what Pink and Purple Lotus Enlightening is pretty much is inspired about. That we feel each other's pain, because we do. I'm a crybaby. I want to cry with you guys. I want to embrace with you guys. I want to hear your stories. I want to cry with you. And that's not me be like, oh, feel sorry for me. No, that's me embracing you, feeling your pain, genuinely walking with you, because everybody, everybody need that at one point in time. They need somebody to be like, I could relate with you. I could understand you. I feel you. I understand that you lost a child, and it does not matter. It do matter, like, how your child left here, because that's not what I'm saying. Like, oh, it don't matter how you left here. No, I'm saying, like, on this page, if your child, if it's not it's just you lost your child, and the pain, you had pain. You lost your child, you had pain. You have pain, because it don't leave. It don't leave. The hurt don't leave. The missing of your child don't leave. The pain, it eases, but you just got memories, and you just learn to go on. That's what we do. And that's all we can do. Because that's all, I feel like with some of them, that's a lot of them will want that for us. That's why our children will want that for us. They will not want us to, like, be put in the ground with them and put in the urn with them. They wouldn't want that. They want us to live. They want us to go on, and they definitely want us to be happy. They definitely do. I know my son wants that for me. He do not. I know he knows I cry for him all the time, and he knows he can't stop these tears because he's no longer here. So these tears can't stop. I mean, like, on certain things. Like these tears can't stop. And he knows he can't stop these tears because he in the physical form. He's no longer here. So, but I can't hug him no more. You know, I can't text him in the morning no more. I can't sit in my office and talk to him on FaceTime anymore, you know. I can't sit in my car in the morning and talk to him on FaceTime. You know, those things are like, those are memories that I remember. You know, those sort of things. You know, that's what I'm talking about. That's sort of things that I'm talking about. And that's what I mean. So, I want you guys to join and become a family with Pink and Purple Lotus Enlightenment. Join us. Let's become a community. And let's embrace each other. It's going to feel so impeccable. Like, to cry with someone, to be empathetic with someone, like, to feel so, like, you feeling that person, and you know that person, you know, not, I mean, you know, we just feeling each other's pain, you know, and we relating to certain things. And it's good to have somebody who you could relate to and that you could talk to and embrace. Like, and then this happened, and then this, and then you telling them, I understand. And I know, and using the word I know. Because now, because that person you're talking to, they do know. Because they walked in your shoes. Because they lost a child also. So thank you. So if you guys could leave a comment down below and set up a time and an appointment so that we could do an interview, so we could talk about so we could talk about sorry, get a little tongue tied. So we could talk about your story, and we could embrace you, and we could cry with you, you know, and you could vent, and you could feel better. And let's hear about how your pain was, and how did you deal with it, and how are you dealing with it still, and every year, you know, and things like that. So just set up an appointment, time and date, and let's get this going. Welcome to the channel. I love you guys. Thank you.